How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. I am ready to connect with you, so come to me and unplug from your life and dive all into episode 34 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. There's so much power in 3 words. Those 3 words are, I forgive you. But the real question is, who holds the power? The one forgiving or the one that's asking for forgiveness? A false rape accusation created victims and villains. Here's the irony. A victim and a villain are 2 sides of the same coin. Our choices and actions will determine if we oscillate from one, the other, or break the cycle entirely. Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D&D. Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful week. So I am going to go ahead and get started. And what I want to ask you is, how do you feel about power? Yes, do you like power? Do you want power? Do you wish you had less power? Power can be very intoxicating for some people, addictive. And others, it scares the hell out of them, scares the shit out of them. What is so overpowering or overbearing with power? Why does it work for some and not others? I mean, I personally enjoy it very, very much. But, how I use power is I try to seek fairness and balance. But that's not always the case with everyone who has the ability to feel power and exercise their power. So how do you feel when you hold the power? Yes. Think very carefully about what I'm saying. When you have the power, when you have the reins, when you call the shots, how do you feel? How does it make you feel? Do you come alive? Do you feel like a monster? Do you feel divine? Do you feel unworthy? Yes. One word, power, can evoke so many different experiences and emotions depending on the person. So I'm asking you, what do you get from power? Does it feed something within you? Does it repulse you? Yeah. And if it does make you come alive, have you figured out why? Why does it make you feel alive? Because if it makes you feel alive, that means without it, you're dead. Now, you and I both know that you have a beating, bum, 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 bum heart. So why is it that power gives you life when you already have a life? Are you lacking in some regard? Now, you and I both know the answer to that is yes. Because if you have to use an outside source to give you life, vibrancy, then you're severely lacking. Of course, you don't like what I'm saying. You're never going to like what I'm saying. But you shouldn't run from it. Don't run from it at all. Just sit with it and see how it makes you feel. And then you have another group of people who feel overwhelmed with power. Why do you feel overwhelmed with power? Why do you feel that you're unworthy or lack the capability of having power? Huh? Who told you that power was bad? Who told you that having power is too much responsibility for someone like you? Power is just a word. It's a thing. It's whatever you make it. But why would you feel like I don't want to touch this? I want to run as far, far away from it. But the funny thing is, we're sitting here talking about power. But none of you have asked me, because you can't ask me, power in regards to what? Yes, power in regards to what? That is the $2 million question. So we're going around in circle and a circle and a circle talking about power and how it impacts all of you. You know why? Because I want to rock your world. So now that you are unsettled, which is how I like you to be, we need to get into the most important question. Power in regards to what? Because I told you before, I like the truth. I like the ugly truth. You may think it's ugly, but I find it quite beautiful. And the truth is in the dark. Yeah, that's where you find the truth. It's in the place where you try to make it as dark as possible, where you can't see a damn thing. So I said, power in regards to what? And now that I got you thinking about that, now I want you to slow the hell down, because now you're jumping ahead of me, and you're not allowed to jump ahead of me. Either you keep pace or you can fall slightly behind. But either way, you do not get ahead of me. I'm going to set the pace, and I am going to set the tone. So sit the hell down. I am painting a picture for you. How do you feel when you have power over someone? Yes, how do you feel when you have power over someone? When your brain actually acknowledges that you have an influence that can steer things left, right, down, up, or in circles. How do you feel? Do you have compassion and love when you hold the power? Or do you like to choke the fuck out of someone with it and let them know who the fuck is the boss? Yes, think about long and hard about what I'm asking you. Some of you may feel very powerless, but at the end of the day, no one is powerless. You choose to be powerless. So I am asking you, when you have the power, when you have the reins, and when you have the control, do you exercise it with love and compassion? Or do you reign and rule and dominate the person? What do you do? Huh? Do you choke the fuck out of them with it, figuratively? This is a metaphor. Yeah. No,
I think some of you like to oscillate between being sweet and nasty as hell. Yeah, sweet and nasty as hell. And I'm trying to figure out why. Well, part of the reason is the notion, power, the influence it has over our emotions and our being and the images that it concocts within our head. And because we are not in tune with ourselves and know how to balance that energy, we oscillate between sweetness and nastiness. So you and I are getting back to what I asked. Power in regards to what? What exactly? Now I will tell you. There is actually power in words. And there is power in 3 words that I am focusing on today. And those words are, I forgive you. Yes, I forgive you. Oh, you were hoping for something else? Yeah. Well, I can give you that too, since you need to hear it. I love you. I love each and every one of you. Now that you've heard it, I'm moving the hell on. Forgiveness means to stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake. Now, none of us want to be placed in a situation where we have to forgive or be forgiven. Do you think that's fair to say? That you don't want to be in a position where you have to forgive or be forgiven? I think that's fair to say. Yet it happens. It happens. It happens over and over and over again. Time and time again. Either you are forgiving or you're asking for forgiveness. You are forgiving or you're asking for forgiveness. So I want to dive deep as usual. Yes, we're going to dive deep. And you shouldn't be surprised at all. You really shouldn't be. You probably don't know this, so I'm going to tell you. I like to watch reality TV because I find it wild and very raw. The things that people do or, how they're living their lives blows my damn mind. I try to think about the motives behind the situation and their actions. And then I try to find correlations or parallels in the lives of people around me. Yes, I love to look at and analyze people's behavior and understand why do they do what they do. Time and time again. And whatever's being done, it goes from asking for forgiveness or giving forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness or giving forgiveness. I've already told you the definition of forgiveness. So I'm going dark now. Yes, I'm going dark now. What does that mean? I like to go to the dark side. Yeah, that's the side you all want to avoid. It's the side that you don't want to acknowledge that it exists in each and every one of us. It's that side that you try to cut out of you and pretend to be a whole person when you can never be whole because you are ignoring one essential part of you. Yes, I'm going to the dark side. And when I am done, you will arrive on the side of light. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Before there's light, there is darkness. The place where you can't even see your nose in front of your face or even your hand in front of your face. So that's where we're getting ready to go. So when do you need to forgive? And you would say, Tar, you need to forgive, like you said, in the definition, when someone has done something to you and you want to move on in that relationship. But that's a very simple answer. And that's a very outward facing answer. I'm asking you When do you need to forgive? And you're saying when you're ready to move on. That's what you're telling me. But when do you know you're ready to move on? How do you know you're ready to move on? What have you actually done to get yourself to a place where you can move the hell on? Yeah. See, you gave me that simple shit. I do deal with simple shit. But my simple shit is usually complex. But yes, when do you need to forgive? You told me when you're ready to move on. So I'm asking you, how do you know when you are ready to move on? And what kind of work have you actually done to get you to a place where you think you are ready to move on? Yeah. Forgiveness, being able to forgive someone and someone seeking your forgiveness, there's a level of power there. There's a level of power there. When someone does something wrong to you and they are seeking your forgiveness, all of a sudden the power has shifted to you. And then you get to decide when you are going to forgive. But I'm asking you, how do you get to that point? What made you determine that you're willing to forgive? What work did you complete within yourself that says, okay, now it's time to forgive? Because when you forgive, you are essentially releasing your power over the situation, right? Yeah, you are. Think about time and time again, someone's done something wrong to you and they want your forgiveness and you choose not to forgive them. Yeah, you got the power. And now they are in a submissive type of position with you. You see, when they were doing their shit, you at that point in time were in a submissive position and they were basically stealing power, siphoning power from the situation. But now that they've gotten caught and they want to be forgiven, you got the power. So how do you determine whether you will forgive or not? How do you determine that? Is it based on who the person is? Is it based on the circumstances in the situation? How do you determine if you will forgive or not? No, we don't think about that shit. We have this superficial, on the surface type of relationship with forgiveness. It gives us power. We take the power, we give the power away once we forgive. But we actually haven't really put much thought behind what forgiveness really is and what it means. You think that by holding this key of forgiveness and having this power of the other person, as soon as you say, I forgive you, then all of you guys basically go back to status quo. Typically, what actually changes? Someone did some shit. You eventually decide you want to forgive them. And then what happens after that point? You haven't told me what work you have done to help you determine whether you are ready to forgive or not. You haven't told me anything about that. And the next question I have to ask you is, are there different levels of forgiveness for you? Yeah. You got some people who will forgive or not forgive at all. And then you have some of you that have different levels of forgiveness. Depending on the person, the time, the situation, there's different levels of forgiveness. But can there actually be levels to forgiveness? If you have let it go, that's what forgiveness means. How can you have different levels? How can you have different variations of something that's either all or nothing? Either you have released it or you still have it. And even if you still have a portion of it, that means you have not released it at all. Do you understand? You can't keep a seed and say that you have released whatever it is that was bothering you. If you still have a seed, that means you're not over that motherfucking shit. And your forgiveness was fraud. Fraud, fraud, fraud. So what types of sensations or feelings or actions do you display when someone is seeking your forgiveness? What do? Do you give them the silent treatment? Do you make them grovel? Do you make them suffer? What do you do when someone is seeking your forgiveness? How do you handle it? See, people don't think about what has happened to them. And they definitely do not think Why has this happened to me? And what do I need to learn from this so I can avoid this situation again? You see, when we are giving forgiveness or think about giving forgiveness, we don't do the homework behind the situation. We don't do the homework at all. Someone has hurt you, caused something to hurt you. You decide to let it go and forgive them. But have you actually really figured out why it hurt you? See, there's the other $2 million question. If someone did something and it didn't faze you at all, would you need to forgive? It only bothers you if there's something inside of you that is not right, that needs to be healed. Because if you heal that, no one or anything could impact you in that way again. Listen to what the hell I said. Someone did something to hurt you. You choose to forgive them. I asked you, how did you determine that you were ready to forgive them? You said, I was ready to let it go. How did you determine you were ready to let it go? You don't fucking know. You know why you don't know? Because you did not do the work to figure out why that shit hurt you in the first motherfucking place. You are busy looking at the other person and their actions, and you haven't gone to the source to figure out why in the hell did this shit bother me so? Yeah, we don't do that work. That is why forgiveness is hollow. It lacks any goddamn substance. It lacks substance. You still have yourself in a position to suffer the same traumatic emotions over and over again, whether it be this person or someone else, because you haven't gone to the source. You haven't solved the problem. You are busy making the person grovel, wish they didn't exist, or making them suffer because they've caused you harm. Now, here's another question. Why do you seek forgiveness from another? You'll say naturally, because I did some shit. Yeah, guys, that is a very simplistic answer. And it's the answer that I actually expected. You did some shit. Why did you do it? Why did you choose to do it and you knew it was going to impact this person you cared about? Now you did the shit. Now you want the person to forgive you. Why? Why? Why put yourself in that position? Why have you dug yourself a goddamn ditch? AKA a grave where you're going to bury yourself alive. Why have you done that? Why would you do that? Why would you expose yourself in this manner? Why did you risk that shit? Why did you jeopardize the relationship you have with that person? Oh, it's simple. You do what the fuck you want to do and then you seek forgiveness, right? It's like flagellation. You do some shit and then you just beat yourself, right? You just whip yourself. And then you finish whipping yourself, you think you've paid the price, you move the fuck on, you do the shit again. But why are you seeking forgiveness from an outside person, huh? Oh, because you care about them? You care about them so much that you fucked them up and you haven't do some shit where you have to forgive them, right? You care about them. Yeah, that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me at all. You know it doesn't make any motherfucking sense, and I know it doesn't make any motherfucking sense. So, let's get to the truth of the matter. You did some shit because you wanted to. You did some shit and you knew it was going to hurt the other person. You did some shit and you expected to get caught. You did some shit and hope not to get caught. Either way, you got motherfucking caught. The person that you said you care about, they're now hurt. Now you're seeking their forgiveness. I asked you, why are you seeking their forgiveness? You said because you hurt them. Okay. Why do you care if they forgive you or not? Because you care about them? If you cared about them, you wouldn't have did the shit. So why are you asking for their forgiveness? If you really cared about what they thought and felt, you wouldn't have done the shit in the first motherfucking place, right? So why are you going to them now? It's a destructive circle. I care about you. That's why I want you to forgive me. No, motherfucker. You would have thought about how I would have felt before you did the motherfucking shit. Do you understand? Oh, shit. That's too harsh. No, that's real. How are you making moves in this world today with people you love and care about, and you're not taking the time or the energy to think about, if I move this direction, who is it going to impact? What domino is going to fall? No. Do you factor that shit in? Because if you factored it in, you wouldn't be asking for forgiveness. Now, would you? What do you expect to see when you forgive or when you receive forgiveness? Yeah, what do you expect to see? When you decide you want to forgive someone, when you say, I forgive you, what do you want to see from that person? You want to see tears of joy? Do you want to see tears of sadness? Do you want to see that they've learned and they'll never do it again? What do you expect? What do you need? What do you want? Huh? Yeah. There's always some underlying motherfucking expectation. There's always strings attached to shit. And I would like to cut the fucking tethers. I want to cut the strings. When you forgive, you have that shit tied to an expectation. Now, let's say you told someone, I forgive you, and they jumped up and down, say, hooray, click their motherfucking heels. How would you act then? You would be like, WTF, what the fuck? And they turn around and say, yeah, BFD, big fucking deal, sucker. Yeah, you give forgiveness with strings attached, with expectations attached, right? And when you receive forgiveness, when you're the motherfucker that did the dirt, did the shit, you expect to see something else also. First of all, you're the motherfucker that did the shit that caused the situation. Now you've gone to seek forgiveness. You've gotten the motherfucking forgiveness. But even while you're seeking forgiveness, you have the nerve, the audacity. You have the audacity to have expectations of the person that you have hurt. Oh, yeah. You didn't think about that, did you? Yeah, you do. Because if that motherfucker that says, I forgive you, bounced the fuck up out of your life at that point in time, you would be like, oh shit, what the fuck did I do? Yeah. So even the person who is seeking forgiveness has the audacity to have expectations. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is this dysfunctional bullshit? It is dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional. When you do some shit and you got strings attached, you're playing fucking games. You're doing fucking tricks. Yeah, it's games and fucking tricks. That means you are tied down. That means you are latched. That means you are imprisoned. You are imprisoned to the motherfucker that you're forgiving. And the son of a bitch that's seeking forgiveness, you are also imprisoned. Forgiveness is about release, setting free, letting go. There's no strings attached. There's no tethers. There's no chains or bonds. No. Now y'all confused. Yeah, because I'm causing you to think about some shit that you never really thought about. When you forgive, you're supposed to feel light and free. And when you're forgiving, you're not with expectations. You're not light and free. You're thinking in the back of my head, if this son of a bitch tries me again, I am going to have them for breakfast, lunch, and goddamn dinner. And I may catch their ass for a motherfucking snack. Yeah, that sounds like your forgiveness, right? And then the son of a bitch who is seeking forgiveness saying, okay, they forgave me. How long did it take? All right, I'll make a note of this shit in the future just in case I want to fuck up again. I know to what degree I'm going to fuck up, and I now know what to expect, and I can proceed forward with my life. Yeah, y'all with me now, aren't you? You are with me. Is there a cost or price to forgive? When you have strings attached to it, hell yeah, there's a cost and a price. There's a cost and a price. Because if you have strings attached, you actually have not forgiven. That person who is seeking your forgiveness still has the power to influence you because you haven't done your homework. You haven't healed that peace within you so that no other person can harm you emotionally and mentally in that way again. So yeah, there's a price. The price is you never really focus on what the fuck is really going on, which is you. You are the most important in your world. And the person seeking forgiveness, you haven't really evaluated why you did the shit. You came up with the right words to get the forgiveness, but you haven't figured out what was inadequate and missing in you that you would do some shit like that to cause harm to someone that you quote unquote care for, that you quote unquote love. Yeah, it's all fake. It's all fraud. It's not real. It's not real. Is forgiveness one-sided? If you have strings attached, I think it's no-sided. It's not forgiveness at all. It's not forgiveness at all. No one understands a motherfucking thing. The person that was hurt doesn't understand why they were hurt. They understand who the fuck hurt them. They understand what the person did that motherfucker hurt them. But they haven't got to the core of the issue of why this shit bothered them. People do shit all the time. Do you get hurt by everything you goddamn see? No, because it doesn't faze you. So what I'm trying to teach you guys is that something has hurt you, that you feel the need to be angry and possibly forgive a person. You need to go digging in that closet of yours, find out which skeleton it is, introduce yourself, get to know that motherfucker, and become friends so you can heal. And the person that's seeking the forgiveness, what the hell are you thinking? You got some shit you need to go find in your motherfucking closet too, because so you wouldn't be moving like that. You would be moving with love and compassion. That's not what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying people are supposed to be perfect. No, I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about doing your best job. I'm talking about awareness of your choices, of your moves, your decisions, how you are navigating through this world, how your actions impact others, including yourself. Because your ultimate goal should be to move through this life without causing much aggravation to yourself or others at all. It's moving with harmony, with grace, with love, compassion, and respect. Now, if you're moving or doing things from a place of love and someone is hurt, then that tells me that that person has some work themselves that they need to work on, because you have not come from a place of maliciousness. It's something for you to think about. Who does forgiveness truly benefit? Forgiveness is supposed to benefit the person that is doing the forgiving. Why? Because if you have released it and you have given forgiveness with no strings attached, that has made your life much more happier, much more blissful. It makes you a more sound mind and body person. That is what forgiveness is truly about. It's about releasing negativity, releasing hurt, pain, trauma, letting it go. You can consider that person who did some shit to hurt you. You can consider them a trigger. You can consider them that person who exposed something that it was time for you to heal and move on from. That's what that person is. That person's a sign. It's a signal. It's a red light. It's a stoplight for you to go stop, look, heal, move the fuck on. That's what it's for. And if you are the person who is seeking forgiveness, you also need to evaluate you and what the fuck is wrong with you that you did this shit. Now, is forgiveness really necessary? Part of me says no. And you're probably like, what? What in the hell are you talking about, crazy woman? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Let me tell you why. I gave you the definition of forgiveness at the beginning of this show. I said it's to release negative emotion within you. Releasing negative emotion within you has nothing to do with the other person. Huh? Yeah. What? That's what I said. If you choose to forgive, that has nothing to do with whether the person feels bad, changes, acknowledges, or whatever. Yeah, you got the power. You see, typically how this works is the person that does the shit steals power, siphons off power, they hurt you. Then they want your forgiveness. Now you have the power. Now you choose to handle that power whichever way, sweet or nasty, like I talk about, but then you have the power. Now you choose to forgive, and now your power is gone. But what I'm trying to tell you is you should never lose your power. Your power should never go away. The forgiveness is only for you. It's not even for the other person. Frankly, you don't even have to tell the other person, I forgive you, because they're a non-factor. They are truly irrelevant. How are they irrelevant when they cause you pain? Let me tell you something. That pain that you're feeling, it's in you. Those demons that are haunting you, it's within you. It's not in him or her. It's within you. Now, they may have their own pain, but that shit is theirs. I'm talking about yours. And you getting rid of that shit within you, that pain, that trauma within you. So when you choose to forgive, it has nothing to do with the other person. You're forgiving what you have experienced. You are forgiving what you have felt. You are forgiving that pain and hurt within you. So once you forgive all those three, it doesn't matter if you tell that other motherfucker or not if you forgive them. because the forgiveness was for your benefit, not for theirs. That's what we think. People do shit and then they want you to help them feel better about the shit they have done. Listen to what the fuck I said. That was simple and complicated. Someone does some shit. They ask for your forgiveness. You forgive them, that all is better. That's some bullshit. I'm going to tell you again. When you forgive a person, you are helping them feel better about the shit that they have done to you. Think about that. Think about that. Most forgiveness, they have strings attached to it. Because you expect that person never to do it again. But what I'm trying to teach you and tell you is forgive the person and expect or don't expect them to do again. What the point of that is, it doesn't matter if they do it again or not. You are forgiven. You have released and freed yourself. So whatever that other little monkey does, it has nothing to do with you. Whether that person wants to act like a buffoon or not, it has nothing to do with you. Because you are free. You have released. You have released. Has nothing to do with you. So that is why I say forgiveness, I don't think it's necessary. Because if you do the work and you get to know your skeletons, and when I say get to know your skeletons, I want to be clear about what the hell that means. People think that you can get rid of your skeletons. You can't get rid of your motherfucking skeletons. They are here with you for this goddamn life. And for some of y'all, it's going to follow you into your next motherfucking lifetime. Do you understand? You cannot get rid of your skeletons. You better make those son of a bitches your best goddamn friends, your matrons of honor, whatever you want to call it. You better make them your friend. They're not going anywhere. So you might as well get to know them. Play with them. Name them. Take those motherfuckers out on dates and group outings. Whatever. Get my point. When you heal, you basically made one of your skeletons your friends. And they're one of your best friends. And you know, true best friends, they look out for you. They take care of you. So do your skeletons. So the only forgiving that needs to be done is forgiving the trauma and the pain, the hurt that is already residing in you. Fuck that other person who hurt you. Fuck them, motherfucker, fuck them. That's what the hell I said, because that's what the fuck you hurt, and that's what I meant. Forgiveness has nothing to do with the person that caused you the pain. Consider them a blessing. Consider them a godsend. Consider them a miracle worker. All they've done is pointed out something that you need to look at, reflect on, heal, and move the hell on with your life so you can live it to the fullest. How many times are you willing to forgive for the same damn thing? Oh, damn. I'm skinning you people alive today, aren't I? I'm skinning you alive. Yeah, that's what the fuck I'm doing. I'm trying to get down to your bones. That's what I'm doing. I'm peeling back the skin, the flesh. I'm going straight for your bones. How many times have you forgiven for the same shit? The same thing. Maybe slightly different, but it's the same thing with the same motherfucker. How many times? 1, 2, 10, 100, what? Why are you going to keep forgiving for the same shit? Why would you do that? Huh? Why would you do that? Oh, you love the person? Okay. You want to give them time to change? Okay. And what the fuck is that doing to you in the meantime? It's like you're taking a knife, and each time you keep going through the same thing, you're cutting yourself. Cut. Each time you forgive for the same thing with the same person, or it's the same thing with a different person, it means you haven't learned a motherfucking thing. And you haven't changed anything inside of you. That's why it keeps happening. That's why it keeps happening. So why do you want to go through life inflicting unnecessary pain on yourself? At some point in time, we need to get smart. Or some of us need to get motherfucking smarter. Some of us need to just try to just motherfucking get, fuck the smart, just get something. Get something. Some of you have been in a relationship for years and the same motherfucker is doing the same shit over and over again. Like, when do we realize, okay, I keep forgiving about the same shit, which means this shit keeps hurting me and I may need to move the fuck on. We're not on some motherfucking gerbil wheel merry-go-round where shit has to keep going over and over and over again. No, if something's going over and over again, that means you're not learning what the hell you need to learn. You need to learn that shit, get the fuck off that wheel, and jump on something else. Fuck that shit. Life is too goddamn short and life is too goddamn awesome for this stupid ass shit. Yes. Why we gotta walk around heavy with fear, worries, stress, and anxiety? Now, I'm not telling you life is perfect. And I'm also not telling you life will also have its challenges, but challenges are for growth. You look at that shit, analyze it, learn from it, bounce the fuck on. The sooner you learn from some shit, the sooner it will cease to exist in your life. You're like, what the fuck do I know? I know. I told you in my last episode, shit comes to me, I download, and you upload it into your motherfucking brain. The sooner you learn your lesson, the sooner your obstacles and hindrances and all that will disappear from your life. Why fight it? Why fight it at all? Is forgiveness external or is it internal or both? To be honest with you, the external stuff, I believe is irrelevant. I think it starts within you. That is where you hold the key, the power, and everything inside of you. You can't control anyone else and what they do and what they don't do. It's all within you. You forgive whatever's within you. That person, it doesn't matter if they change or not. You're free. You don't even care what they do. If they want to fucking swing up and down on a goddamn pole, ass naked, you don't care because you know what? You have healed and grown. And whatever they're doing, you know it's on them. So I believe it's internal. But a lot of us like to focus on it being external. Does love influence the quantity of your forgiving? Yeah, because we don't know how to love. We don't understand that we need to love ourselves first. And by loving ourselves first, you know what real forgiveness looks like because you're giving it to yourself. And I know that if you love you, if you've done something to hurt you, you love you so much you will never do that again. That is how much you treasure yourself. So if you're already showing yourself the truest, purest form of forgiveness, you know exactly what the fuck that should look like when you're dealing with others. It starts with you. It starts at home. Always has, always will. Does forgiveness give you clarity of mind and heart? Yeah, I believe true forgiveness, starting with yourself, will give you clarity of mind and heart. It really will. It will help you see things better so that when you are engaging with others and have relationships, you know what to expect. You know what to look for. But here's something else, people. And I'm getting ready to wrap this coming into my world segment up. And this is something that you guys probably don't understand. A lot of relationships, when they end, is usually bitter. People think that when you forgive someone, that you continue on with that relationship. What I'm trying to tell you is you can forgive yourself and forgive the other one if you choose, and bounce that son of a bitch out of your life. Yes, we think that the only way and reason that we have to bounce people off is because we're angry. No, you can look at a person and say, you know, I love you. I've forgiven myself. I also forgive you if you need it or not. And you are no longer a part of my life. Goodbye, good tidings, good blessings. Yes. You can forgive someone and get them the fuck out of your life. That's why I asked you the question, how does love influence your forgiving? I also asked you, how many times are you willing to forgive the same person for the same thing? Let's say you've healed the trauma and you see this person in your life, they're still doing the same shit. Now, even though you've healed, it no longer impacts you, but it gives you clarity of mind and heart to realize, okay, why am I surrounding myself with this foolery, this tomfoolery? I need to let this person go out of my life. They are hindering me. They are thwarting me. So yes, I am now presenting you with another option. Forgive yourself. Choose or not to forgive the other person. It really doesn't matter because it all starts with you. And then you can look at the situation with clarity of mind and heart and say, you know what? Goodbye. Just because you forgive something or someone does not mean that they have to stay in your life. You can close that door and open another door for someone who is worthy and appreciative of you. Really think very long and hard about what I said. You think because you forgive, and people think because they're being forgiven, that they have this automatic expectation of continuing to exist in your world and your life. And I am now telling you, no. You can forgive that person, forgive yourself, and close the fucking door and lock that son of a bitch on that person. And don't look back. Close one motherfucking door so another one that is worthy of you can open. So that is the end of this Come Into My World segment. I really hope you've learned something. At least I hope I've changed a perspective of your view, helped you pivot and realize that you actually have more options than you think. And I hope also that you realize that you can be much lighter and freer and happier if you're not carrying around a whole bunch of unnecessary false bullshit and baggage. So now I'm going to move over to something in the news. So please stick with me. All right, everyone. I read an article, and this article was called Victim or Villain. And basically, it is about a college female student. And she said she was raped. Now, she is in jail after telling the cops it was a lie. Yeah. College female student said she was raped. And now she is actually in jail. She is in jail after telling the cops it was a lie. She was charged, took a plea deal, and went to jail on June 5th. But for 20 months prior to this, she said she was raped by two guys in a bathroom at a house party. The men that she accused said it was consensual. Bathroom, two guys, one girl. She said she was raped. They said it was consensual. She was charged with filing a false report to law enforcement and evidence tampering. Evidence tampering because, based on that allegation, she had a rape kit performed while lying about the fact that she had been raped. Listen to what I said. There was sexual intercourse, okay? But she was charged with evidence tampering because she had a rape kit performed, knowing that it was a lie. So they were going to get proof anyway. The question is whether she wanted it or not. But she went forward with it saying that she did not want the sex. And of course, the rape kit came back with evidence because they had vaginal intercourse. Now, she is 19 years of age. And because of these charges, she was facing up to 6 years in prison. She pleaded not guilty originally until the day of the jury selection. And then she took a plea deal for a year behind bars. Okay, keep up. Eventually, they found out she was lying because she said she was lying. Then they charged her. She said she was not guilty. The day of jury selection, she decided, I'm done. I want to take a plea deal. And she went to jail for a year. Her rape report, like other sexual assault cases arising from alcohol-fueled college parties with inconsistent witness statements and hazy memories. Now, before I get into my actual thoughts about this complex situation, I want to finish telling you the details about this. So please stick with me and keep listening. Before the actual party, before the actual house party on this college campus, this young lady traded Instagram messages with one of the accused men before the party. She said she talked with the men at the party. When she got to the party, she talked with the men at the party about having sex, but didn't recall what she told them. One of the two men actually said he asked her if she wanted to have sex with the two of them. She said yes, and she followed them into the bathroom and gave them oral sex and let them take turns having vaginal sex with her. When she finished with them in the bathroom and came out, she saw a guy that she actually wanted to have a real relationship with. And when he saw her coming out of the bathroom, she did not want him to know that she willingly had sex with these two other guys at this house party in a bathroom. So I want to peel back the layers like I normally do. And whether she lied or not, whether they raped her or not, that is not what the focus of this is about at all. I want to go a little bit deeper behind this entire situation here, because there's nothing wrong with partying. There's nothing wrong with having a good time. There's some people who like to drink alcohol. I personally do not, but to each his own. But what I want to get at is what is within these people, these parties that are involved here, which is the girl and the two guys. She had already told people at the party that she was going to be having sex that night. And I'm trying to understand, what was her intent of sharing that information out loud? She could have still had that idea within her mind and could have still achieved that goal. But when she went around at that party telling people she knows or she doesn't know that this is what her intentions are, she kind of backed herself in a corner. And she backed herself in a corner. Because I am led to believe the reason that she was going around telling people that she was going to be having sex that night is because she was seeking some type of attention, some type of love, some adoration, something. She was looking to fulfill some type of void within her. Now, sex is not a crime. And if you want to do the motherfucking shit in the bathroom, on an airplane, on a fucking whatever you want to do, that's your motherfucking business. I'm not here to get into that. What I'm trying to understand is that she still could have had sex with anybody she chose to. One person, two people at the same time, three. She could have had a motherfucking orgy. I don't give a fuck about that. But when she put that out there, what was she hoping to receive in return? What value was that giving her to her life? And I'm led to believe that she wanted people to like her. She wanted people to pay attention to her. She wanted to feel special. She wanted to feel heard. She wanted some type of love and affection. But the way she went about achieving that, it was to her detriment. There's nothing wrong with love and affection and attention and adoration and feeling special. But when she told a whole bunch of people at the party that she was having sex with someone tonight, surprise, surprise, people showed up. They showed up. And then at that point in time, she could have put her tail between her legs. She could have put her tail between her legs. She could have put her tail between her legs even when she walked into the bathroom and assumed that she could have walked out by herself, because it ended up being that it was consensual. So she could have left. But when they showed up at her saying, hey, do you want to have sex with us? She could have said at that time, guys, it's not happening. But she didn't do that. She went forward with it. Again, love, attention. She wanted people to say, I'm the hot one. I'm the wild one. I'm the special one. Y'all should pay attention to me. Be with me, be with me, be with me. So they went into the bathroom and they did whatever they needed to do. And then she comes out and she's busted. She's caught. The guy she really wanted to have a relationship with sees her, and now she's worried about what he thinks. But did she ever actually think about what he would think when she was going around telling people that I'm going to have sex with you? Like, why stack yourself up to be in a difficult situation when you have a choice? She had a choice. And her actions were very destructive to her and what it is that she was actually seeking. And then you throw in alcohol. Alcohol messes with judgment. So what am I focusing on here? I think even as kids, young adults, some of us really don't learn that our actions and our choices and how we move through this earth shifts the dynamics around us. If you say that I am going to lose weight, but you go sit at a Pizza Hut buffet, why are you doing that? Your actions and your words do not align. And I don't think we take the time to think to see who we are, what we truly and actually want, and do our actions, our thoughts, and our words align with our truest intentions. And even after she did whatever she did in the bathroom, that is her choice. That is her prerogative. When she saw the guy she really wanted to have a relationship with, at that point in time, she could have went home and did some deep self-reflection about what the hell she did. She can also try to repair her image or find out what that guy actually thought. Or she could have let him go. So this boils down to decision making, self-honoring decision making. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. That is your right. That is your choice. But every choice has a consequence. It has a price. The price may be good. The price be motherfucking bad. But whatever you choose to do, there is a ripple effect. There is a multiplier effect. And the question is, what's going to come back to you? Is positivity going to come back to you, or is negativity going to come back to you? She was seeking love and affection from outside sources, from strangers. Now, I don't know if you people know, sex and love are two goddamn things. Yeah, some people use sex to get love, and some people have sex and love. But there is some confusion around what sex and love actually is. Sex is a temporary high, temporary fix. Sex can't make you happy. Sex can't give you fulfillment. Sex can't make you feel loved, heard, understood, or respected. You know why? Because you don't even know what the fuck that shit looks like. Do you understand? Do you feel me? I've talked about this shit before. A number of us make choices saying we want love, we want respect, we want this, we want that. But you don't know what the fuck that shit looks like. Yes. And I've also said, you know what? You are better off buying a goddamn dictionary, looking up the definition of love, and experimenting with your damn self on trying to figure out what the fuck that looks like and what it is. People think that love is something that it's not. And that is how you get into abusive situations and you stay, how you get tricked and manipulated. And even if you think someone is a certain way and they show you their true colors later, if you know what it looks like, you can bounce immediately instead of continuing that situation. A lot of us are confused about what these positive feelings and things look like. And then we go seek it from outside sources. How are you going to seek some shit if you don't know what the fuck you're looking for? Listen to what the fuck I said. I had another episode called Heartstrings where I was talking about love, what it is, what it looks like, and how most of us don't really understand what it's about. Same goes for respect. Some people think respect means obey. If respect meant obey, then obey and respect they would be the same goddamn word with the same goddamn definition. They're not the same words. They have different meanings. So we're going around living our lives looking for some shit. And we don't even realize if it was in front of our motherfucking face, we wouldn't be able to find it. We really have to take a long, hard look and step back to see where do we get our definitions of things that we care about the most? And are those definitions accurate? And are the people in our life, do they actually reflect what it is that we're trying to achieve? A lot of us don't know what the fuck is going on. We got people in our life who are friends and they're not really our motherfucking friends. Because they keep doing fucked up shit time and time again, and you keep forgiving them. I don't know why. Instead of forgiving yourself, closing that motherfucking chapter and moving on to some other people. She was just seeking love and affection, safety and security. And she ended up intoxicated by choice, in a bathroom by choice, having sex with two guys by choice. I don't care. It's not my business. What I do care about is that there's a young lady who needs to feel love, heard, understood, and respected, and she doesn't have that. And because she was lacking those things, that self-worth, that self-esteem in her life, she made some poor choices, and those poor choices ended her up in jail because she lied, because she was embarrassed about her actions. I've told you guys before, if you're going to do some shit, own that shit. You feel bad about it? Own that shit, learn from it, don't do it again. If you don't give a fuck about it, own that shit too. But you got to know why you're doing what the fuck you're doing. If you're going around doing shit in your life and you can't answer the motherfucking simple question as to why, see, You need to shut the fuck up, sit the hell down, and don't do anything else that could jeopardize your motherfucking life until you figure out what the fuck is going on. Do you understand? Yes. We're going through life ignorant as fuck. And then we're confused as to why we're getting the results we're getting. You know what you need to do? You need to pause. You need to put that motherfucker, your life on pause and get to doing your homework. Each step you take today influences what the fuck you're going to encounter tomorrow. You got to take the time to think about it. You have to take the time to think about, is this step that I take going to benefit me or hinder me? And if you can't answer those motherfucking questions, then you should proceed to stop. Stop, or you're going to possibly get sent the fuck to jail. We have to understand that our existence in this world is important. Yes, we may be one person, but you are one special person. And each and everything you do has an impact. Her lies impacted those two gentlemen. Her lies has impacted her life. All because she was embarrassed for banging two dudes in the bathroom. Shit, if you want to bang 2, 3, 4, 5 dudes, do what the fuck you want to do. But don't be embarrassed. Because if you didn't want anyone to know, you would have took that shit someplace private where no one would know. You would know. And second of all, guys, I want to tell y'all some shit. Life is not fair. Oh, yes. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Life is not fair. Life will never be fair. You know what life is? Life is about balance. It goes too far left, you bring it back right. Goes too far right, you bring it back left. Life is balance, and it's always like a seesaw trying to maintain that balance. Fairness does not exist. It is a man-made word based on fucking falseness. Look at how many times in your life you encountered some shit that wasn't fair. And when you encountered that shit, did it stop? Hell no, it didn't motherfucking stop. So I'm trying to tell you, I'm here to burst your bubble. First, Santa Claus doesn't exist. The damn Easter Bunny doesn't motherfucking exist. And fairness does not exist. So once the fuck you get over your emotions about fairness and all that shit, I want you to think long and hard about what I'm going to say. For women, there are certain dynamics that exist in this world that unfortunately are not to our favor. Eventually, it will be in our favor, or it will be a balanced situation between male and female. But as of right now, it's not fully balanced. Men, in regards to you, things are not fully balanced. Someone says some shit about you that may or may not be true. That's going to impact you also. So now that we understand as men and as women that we both have power and influence over one another in our lives, it's very important that we step the fuck back and think about what the fuck we're doing. Now, you're going to a house party. Great. You actually got fucking invited. You're hot enough to go. You look hot. You're ready to show the fuck up. You know there's going to be music. You know there's going to be alcohol. And you know there's going to be some crazy shit going on. Now, there's nothing wrong with fun. And there's nothing wrong with putting yourself in an environment where you just feel out of this world, wild and all that. But what y'all need to understand is that you need to know how to play the motherfucking game. And I keep saying a game because it's a metaphor. You have to understand the dynamics, the mechanics behind the situations that you are putting yourself in. If you know there's going to be alcohol involved, and you also know you want to have motherfucking sex, I would think that you will probably cut out the motherfucking alcohol so you can make better decisions about who the fuck you want to fuck in that bathroom. Alcohol you cannot hide behind to justify your choices. Because if you need alcohol to do what you need to do, then you shouldn't do that shit at all. First. Second, if you're using a motherfucking party, frat party, house party with alcohol as a way to prey upon people who you know who needs security and all that, I'm going to question your motherfucking ass. Because anybody in their right motherfucking mind will realize, you know what? If I want to have a threesome with a chick, I probably shouldn't try that shit at this motherfucking party. Now, the party increases the likelihood and the odds of that shit actually occurring. But what it's also doing is it's putting you at risk. It's putting you at a higher jeopardy of losing your scholarship, your education, your future, and your motherfucking career. There is nothing wrong with having fun. But you need to look very long and hard about what the fuck you're going to step the hell into. And change your decision-making skills based upon that. Because anything you do, you want to stack yourself up for success. You stack to win. Nobody in their right mind stacks themselves up to fucking lose. And that is what a number of us do. We do shit It goes wrong and we've lost. Why the fuck you want to be a voluntary loser? Life is hard enough as it is. Why the fuck are you going to put yourself in a situation where you know you are at risk of causing harm, hazard to your present and to your motherfucking future? Think about that shit. If you know damn well you're a college boy, football boy, you know you can get a chick. Don't try to pull a motherfucking chick at a house party with alcohol. Increase your safety. Ensure your future. Move with caution. Move with intention. Move with awareness. And if you said, fuck it, I ain't fucking with no one tonight, I'm just going to drink and have a good fucking time, then you know what? You drink, you get motherfucking tossed. But one thing I want to say, be careful where the fuck you around, because you want to be in the wrong motherfucking room. Some shit go down and you get accused of some shit that you haven't done. What is the point of my story? We move through life with blinders over our eyes, over our ears, over our fucking brain, and over our mouths. And that is a disservice to you and your life. It's a disservice to you. You deserve more. You deserve better, but you're not going to get it when you keep playing motherfucking craps with your life. I told you life is not fair. Sometimes you can be in the wrong place at the wrong motherfucking time and your shit gets fucked up because of it. Other times you're putting yourself in a situation. So it is important, of the highest importance, that you learn how to make decisions and analyze the situation. Having fun doesn't mean jeopardizing your present and your future. And if you want to get down and dirty and have sex with whoever, whatever, whenever, that is your choice. But make sure you have a clear mind, you have clear intentions and clear expectations, and you're prepared to pay the price. And if that price is the dude that you really want doesn't want to fuck with you again because he knows that you like to have some fun, that motherfucker wasn't right for you in the beginning. But if you knew that you wanted X dude over there, then you should not have been in that bathroom with these other dudes. Come on. Think about that shit. Strategy, choices. It impacts your life. A person's in jail for lying about some shit. Some other people had to transfer schools and lose their scholarships because of this shit. This is real. That is why I teach my children now about the power of the decision-making skills. Yes, I hold my children responsible for their decisions. Let them make decisions now, and I'm teaching them how to analyze a situation from different points of view and to choose the scenario that best suits them to win. We have to stack ourselves for success and winning. And last but not least, you cannot get love from another until you give it to yourself. And when you give it to yourself, you know what the fuck it looks like, so that when you meet people, you can identify, okay, you can stay in my life. Oh, motherfucker, you get tossed. You can stay, you got to go. You can stay, you got to go. I told you can stay, but your ass needs to go. Yes, we have to learn what it means, the things that you value the most. Whatever it is, it can be love, it can be respect, it can be money. You need to know why you want that shit, what the fuck it looks like, so that when you get it, you know how to keep it. Stop going through life fucking clueless. Stop causing harm to yourself. Why are you going to harm the most important person in your life? If you don't know who the fuck that is you. You are the most important person in your life. If you're going to do some shit, be aware of the situation you're stepping in and be prepared to pivot and navigate. And if you see things going wrong, you bounce the fuck out. She knew that the guy she liked was at that motherfucking party. She also knew that when she stepped into the bathroom, she was risking jeopardizing that relationship. So why did you go in? Why did you go in? It's clear you didn't give a fuck about what he think or what he thought or what he would think. Oh, you were intoxicated. Then you probably shouldn't have been that drunk. We have to take responsibility for our choices. If you want to get drunk and tossed, that's your choice. Own the consequences. If you want to have sex in the motherfucking bathroom, that is your choice. Own the motherfucking consequences. If you choose not to go to a fucking party at all, that's your choice. Own the consequences. If you told everybody and their mother that you're going to have sex at that party and you changed your mind and they think you're a weak, cowardly person, that's okay. Own your choice. But whatever decision you make, it must be self-honoring and respectful to you, and don't care about what anyone else thinks. Do you understand what I said? If you said you're going to do some shit and you changed your mind, that is your right and your choice. Now, other people are going to have their thoughts about it, but you know what I say about other people? Fuck them. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror. You have to be able to be comfortable with yourself. And if no one has respect for you, fuck them. You respect yourself. You don't need those son of a bitches, and you find somebody else. Think about your decisions. Learn how to analyze situations and come out of it with the best possible circumstances at all. Whether she lied or not, I don't know. I don't care. Whether it was consensual or not, I don't know. I don't care. The facts are this. She is in jail. The facts are this. The guys that are involved had to leave that school. And she is not in school either. That's a fact. That's a fucked up situation. A real life adult situation. Because people are making real life adult decisions and don't realize that what you do today will impact your life tomorrow. This is some real shit. Real shit. She is now the face of the Me Too campaign for men who are quote unquote falsely accused of sexual misconduct and sexual assault. Whether it's true or not. This is how she's going to be a part of history. We got to think very long and hard. And I know that she never saw this coming. All she wanted to do was have a good time, be special, be popular, and maybe get banged. And now she's in jail. All because of poor decisions, poor analytical skills, a lack of self-worth, and a lack of self-esteem. Yeah. And I'm sure some of y'all can relate to not going to jail, but being put into circumstances where it's some tough choices. She had many times to change her mind, but because of her ego and her pride, she didn't put her tail between her legs. And these gentlemen should have known, if you see a girl who's tossed, why the fuck are you going to jeopardize your future with someone who's not going to remember what the fuck she said or what the fuck she did? Like, why would you do that? If you're going to sleep with someone, you want to make sure that son of a bitch is clear and coherent. How many fingers I got up? 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to make sure that son of a bitch has a memory and a recollection. And even then, a person can still lie on your ass. So you got to be very careful. You can't go around sticking your fucking wicked to anything that you think you can get your hands to. We have to think about shit, guys. Life is meant to be lived with joy and happiness. And we cut away with that shit with our stupid, immature, unthoughtful goddamn decisions. Now you think I'm preaching. Maybe I am. But I'm telling you, your life can be easier and simpler if you don't make ego-based decisions, and whatever you feel you need in your mind and heart, give it to yourself first. And if you don't know what it looks like, get a dictionary and start defining it for yourself. You can't find something if you don't know what it looks like. And if you do find it and you thought that's what it looks like and it doesn't make you feel good, happy, and joyous, that means there's a slight flaw in your plan. You need to leave that person, bounce their ass, tweak your plan, and find somebody else. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your life on shit that makes you miserable. People, places, or things. Can't get what you need from the outside until you already have it in the inside. So I hope you learned something. I don't care who she had sex with. I don't care where she had sex. I don't give a fuck. It's her choice. The only thing that tears me apart is that she's a sad young lady who doesn't realize how special and unique she is. And now she is in prison because her ego and her pride and her decision-making skills caused her to do some foul shit. And now she's suffering some real shit for it. And the other dudes, they also made a bad decision. They hooked up with someone who was intoxicated. And now their future and their career and things that they could have had is lost. So this is an extreme example, but every day there are minor examples. And if you don't learn, you can get yourself in a situation like this where Young adults don't realize you can do some shit today and that shit will impact your life for the rest of your motherfucking life. You get married too soon, you have kids too early, and when stuff like that happens, it's hard to right that ship to get your life back on track. Most people fall through the cracks. So the best thing you can know is how to navigate this life and how to play the motherfucking game and play it to win. I'm not saying playing it to steal from someone else. No. Or to take away or harm someone else. No, I'm saying how to play the game for you to win in your life. You winning doesn't mean you cause harm to someone else. It means you're winning and you're not impacting the other person from winning. Don't assume that life is going to fucking work out all the time. No, because you are busy making fucking choices. Tiny, medium, large, and extra large that impact your life. And we don't pay attention to those small and medium decisions. Those tiny decisions. No, we don't pay attention to that shit until they all accumulate and you find yourself in jail or out of your school losing a future professional athletic career because of some stupid ass shit. So think about that, guys. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. Have you seen episode 9 of the Difficult and Demanding sideshow? It is called Pissed On and Dissed. You can find it on YouTube by searching for Difficult and Demanding or watch on IGTV. As always, at Difficult and Demanding on Instagram. Follow me and let me bring you to life. Episode 35 will be here on July 20th, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in.